What's up guys, Trey here with AmericanMuscle.com, and today we're checking out this MP Concepts GT CS style rear spoiler in matte black, designed to fit the 2010 to 2014 Mustang. This is going to be perfect for Mustang owners looking to add a sleek and aggressive look to their ride while improving their rear end aerodynamics. This rear spoiler is inspired by the iconic GT California Special design, bringing a bold and sporty aesthetic to your Mustang's rear end. The spoiler enhances the car's overall appearance while improving airflow over the rear end for better stability at high speeds by adding a little bit of downforce. This matte black finish complements a wide range of exterior colors and provides a subtle yet eye-catching accent. Additionally, this spoiler is engineered to be lightweight but very robust, ensuring it performs well and looks good too. This is going to be constructed from high-quality ABS plastic. The MP Concepts rear spoiler offers a balance of strength and lightweight performance. The durable material is going to resist cracking like fiberglass options, and it's going to keep its shape over time, ensuring long-lasting use even under those tough conditions. The spoiler arrives in this nice matte black finish, ready to install for a custom blacked out look, or it can be painted to match your Mustang specific color scheme if that's what you're going for. As far as the pricing goes on this, it's coming in right around that low $200 price range, which is a solid price for better aesthetics and improved aerodynamics. Installing the spoiler is pretty straightforward. It's going to use the existing mounting points on your Mustang, but it does require drilling some additional holes for added stability on this new spoiler. The kit includes all the necessary hardware and some good instructions to guide you through the process. You can expect this install to take you about 2 hours of your time, and on our difficulty meter, this is a 2 out of 3 wrench job. Now, let's see exactly how this goes on your Mustang with an install video from one of our AmericanMuscle.com customers.
All right, so here's everything that I used for the install of the MP Concept spoiler. I used a 10mm deep socket on a ratchet. This is an electric ratchet, but you can use a regular ratchet or an impact gun. I used a Dremel tool with a metal grinding bit. I used a box cutter for cutting the adhesive off of the car. I used a Phillips head screwdriver that's magnetic, and then a small flathead screwdriver. I also used a tape measure for aligning the spoiler on the car. I used a center punch for punching the holes in the car for the holes for the spoiler. I then used a 1/4 inch drill bit for drilling the actual holes for it, and then I used a 1/2 inch drill bit to widen some of the holes. I also used a heat gun for removing the adhesive. I used a drill for drilling the holes, masking tape for holding down the alignment sticks, a plastic scraper. You could also use a plastic knife, just nothing metal, to remove the old adhesive. And then I used quick detailer and bug and tar remover to help with removing the adhesive and cleaning the area after I was done with it. Alright, today we're going to be installing the MP Concepts rear wing spoiler, the GT California Special one for 2010 to 2014 Mustangs. We're going to be installing it on this car. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and install the feet, legs on the spoiler. So we're going to use the supplied bolts and washers on each one, and then there'll be 2 holes on each one. And what you're going to do is, these feet are all a little bit different. They'll line up with a certain one. You'll make sure you line the right one up, and then you'll put it on, and then you'll take your screw, put it down in the hole and screw it in. You just want to make it snug. You won't want to over tighten these. You definitely can't over tighten these. You just want to make them snug. It's best to use a magnetic screwdriver on these because they will want to fall. And the holes in these are pretty deep, so it's kind of hard to be able to line it up from the outside. Alright, so we have these 4 foam feet that will go on the bottom of the feet where the wings are for the wing. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop all the holes out. There's holes in each one of these. The little circles, you just pop them out. We're going to do that on all 4 of them. These do only line up with individual ones. They're not compatible with each other, so they're all different. So just make sure you line those up before you decide to take the tape off to put them on. But after you pop all of it out, then you'll remove the red backing on it, which will expose the adhesive. You want to make sure you only remove the red backing and not the tan beige part. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and put the foam feet on, the double-sided tape foam feet. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove the adhesive backing from them. You want to line them up before you do it, because these only go to certain parts. Once you remove the adhesive, you'll want to take them, line it up with the holes. Also make sure it's not sticking over, but if you line it up with the holes, it should be pretty close. You want to make sure it's pressed on, nice and firm. You can move on to the next one. Alright, so now to get the rear spoiler removed, we're going to open the trunk, and then we have this whole panel right here, and then there's 2 rubber grommets, one right here, one right here. The other bolts are hidden behind this. To get this off, we're going to use a flathead screwdriver, or you can use a panel topping tool. There's a bunch of them all around here. You want to make sure that you pop them all of the way out. You want to make it quick. Then you'll know that it's actually out of the metal. I'm going to be gentle with these too because they are easy to break. There's also 2 underneath here. One right here, one on this side. I'm gonna make sure you get those 2. After you get those, you're gonna be gentle. They might fall out, but they should just fall right in your truck. Be careful while you're pulling out. Now that you've done that, you want to make sure that you push this emergency brake cable back through the slot. You don't want to damage that. And then that onto the cord. And then this piece is out. Now, to remove the spoiler, you have 2 rubber grommets here, and then you have a bolt right here, and a nut right here. I'm gonna get this grommet off. It's not gonna be very easy, and you don't wanna be careful with your paint. But you can see, once you get a screwdriver underneath it, it just pops right off. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. It seems like it's easier to come from the side than coming from the down, the top, or inside come from the side. There we go. That one came off. All right. So now, the next step will be you take a 10mm. I've got a deep socket on. I've got a electric ratchet, but you can use a regular ratchet or an impact gun. Either way works. You just want to loosen these. And there should be a nut with a built-in washer. That'll come right off. I'm gonna do the same on these. You don't really need the deep socket for the outside ones, but for the inside ones, Alright, so now to remove the spoiler, still got adhesive on it from the factory, so we're going to use a heat gun and fishing line to remove it. So you want to heat it up, and it'll help to loosen the adhesive up a little bit, and then what you do is you take the fishing line and you almost saw towards it. Alright, so after you do that enough, eventually you'll run into this bowl and you won't really be able to go anymore, but that'll loosen it up enough where you can actually start lifting this up. You gotta be gentle, of course. You don't want to ruin the paint, and if you're really careful, you can take a little X-Acto knife, put it up underneath there to cut some of that out and weaken it. You want to do that on both sides too. Start cutting it off the edges. And start to free it up even more, and you just want to continue doing that down the length of the back. Man, you use some heat on this end. Just like that. And the spoiler's off. Alright, so to remove all this stuff, all this leftover adhesive and some of the dirt, I've got a couple different things. I've got the heat gun still. I got a cutting knife. You can also get a plastic razor, things like that. I have quick detailer and bug and tar remover. I don't know if I'm going to need the bug and tar remover, but that'll help removing any of the stuff that's really stuck you can't really get off with the heat gun and the scraper. Alright, so now that you have removed the spoiler from the car, now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to attach these white strips that come with it. You're going to punch the holes out of them. And then what you're going to do is you're going to line them up with these. And you're going to use a little bit of masking tape. Just a little bit. You don't want a lot. You don't want these to stick on there too hard. Make sure your holes lined up. And then stick it on. These don't have to be stuck on too hard. These are gonna pop off anyways. Alright, now that you've got all of these installed on the thing, the wing, you want to then put this on the car and make sure all of those are laying flat. And here they are. Now, when lining this up, this is the part you have to be most delicate with and take the most time on. You're pretty much going to want everything to line up. These back two will kind of line up at the back of the car, and the car has a natural hump, which the feet account for. So you're going to want those to be on there. And then what you want to do is you want to use a tape measure from the edge of this to the edge of this. You want to do that on each side until you get the exact same measurement. So over here I've got 1 3/4 of an inch. Over here I've got about the same. I can tell this still needs to go a little bit this way. Just a little bit. Alright, now that once you're happy with how you finished the car, you want to get masking tape, and you're going to tape all of these down. You want to make sure that the tape that you're putting on these is enough to hold it. Now right now you want to make sure you're not moving the wing at all. You don't want this wing to move an inch, because if it moves at all, it's going to mess it all up. So be very careful while you're doing this. The closer you put the tape to the wing, the better it'll hold these down when it comes up. Aiming for a better alignment. You want to make sure all the masking tape that you put on is pushed down well. It also helps if the car's clean. If the car's super dirty, it won't help, but if the car's at least decent, it'll be alright. Some of these you won't be able to get exactly where you want, super close, but as long as you have one that's pretty close, you're gonna be all right. I put these too close together, so I'm gonna make sure. All right, now that you put down all your masking tape one last time, because it's permanent once you do this, you want to just make sure that your fitment and everything looks really good. Looks pretty straight. It's not a bad idea to look at it from the side to see how it fits on the side. And once you determine everything looks good, what you're going to want to do is you want to lift this up, wing off. Now, you want to hold down on these little tabs as you start to pull it up. It doesn't lift your marks where you put your tape down. You want those to stay where they are, because those are very important. And once you've done that, put your wings somewhere safe. And now, all of your holes should be lined up to drill. Now, this one moved up, this one the tape lifted up where I didn't put tape down on, but just make sure you put tape down now. You also, over every one of your holes, mine have tape on them because I put tape down, but just go ahead and one more time, put down some tape. That'll make sure that your paint doesn't get messed up. You want to make sure that these things are laying, you want to pretty much apply the tape straight down. You don't want to curve it, you don't want to bend it, you just want, when you put your tape down, you go straight down. Because that's where your holes were, and that's where you want your new holes to be. You don't want them to be off. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and get ready to drill into the thing. It's a good idea to use a center punch. You can either use one with a hammer, or you can use one that's spring-loaded. I have a spring-loaded one here, but any kind will work. What you're going to do is you want to place it in the middle of your hole, press down hard. That'll put a little indent in so your bit doesn't skip around on the car. Make sure you're putting those where your holes are actually supposed to be. I've already got a hole there. I don't have to drill that one. And you just want to do that all over. It looks like my hole's lined up from the past spoiler, which is good. Alright, now we've used the center punch, everything's ready. You want to use a 1/4 inch drill bit on this. You have your drill, make sure it's set to a drill setting. And then you're going to want to make sure you go straight in to the body. You put your drill bit in. If I'm not mistaken, that hole's perfectly lined up, so I don't have to drill that one out. You want to make sure when you're drilling, there's going to be 2 pieces of metal you're going to have to go through on most of these. So you want to make sure that when you're drilling, it'll go through once, but you want to make sure that you go through twice. It'll stop once you've went through once at a certain height, and then it'll want to start going again. Let it go again, just one more time. Because if you don't do that, you're not going to have a proper sized hole. Alright, then after that, you drill all your holes. Alright, so now that I have my holes drilled, the issue is that now we can't get the washers in. So, the way you fix that is you're going to drill the holes bigger. Now you can do a couple different things. You can use a Dremel tool, use a big drill bit. I'm going to use a 1/2 inch drill bit, and then I might have to go at it again with a Dremel to just make it big enough, but the whole point is that now we're gonna do this thing. You have to be careful, you don't wanna punch all the way through. You just wanna remove that first layer of metal. Stop the second you punch through. There you go. I'm going to do the same on all of these holes that where you need it. Always be careful. It's a good idea to use eye protection. And then this hole up here will be good. You won't have to worry about that hole. That hole is lined up with our other hole, which is good. And then we want to punch a hole right through here. Alright, so we're going to use the Dremel now to try and widen these holes and get some of these holes actually open. Alright, so now we've made our holes bigger so we can actually get our screws with washers in there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the adhesive backing off these feet. So you use X-Acto knife, maybe you'll be able to get it with your nail, but it's a little easier with a knife normally. Be gentle. You don't want to scratch your spoiler, but you also want to be able to get the thing off, so you just use the tip of it to get up underneath it. Pull it up, and we're going to go ahead and do all 4 of them. Now the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to set the spoiler behind the car, kind of facing towards it, and I'm going to put a bolt through the top one on the left side, and then I'm going to do the top one on the right side. That'll line everything up, not fully in though. I don't want to fully screw it in, or even really touch the adhesive to the car yet. Right? It'll hang so it won't touch, and it'll be good, but yeah, so what we're going to do, make sure you have your magnetic screwdriver. If stuff falls down in here, it's almost impossible to get without a magnet. You're going to take the wing, you want to sit it over here on your windshield. Be careful with it, you don't want to scratch it. And then, what you're going to do is, you can sit it down or whatever, so your screws on your screwdriver, bring it up, very gently. Get into that hole. Once it's in, can't really come out, which is good. Then what we want to do is you want to bring the spoiler up to it, top hole. And when I say just barely thread it, just barely thread it in, just enough just to kind of allow it to barely stick to the thing. Now it might be good if you take something and put it in between it. If you take one of your red things that you had, just make sure it doesn't touch. Right there, so making sure it doesn't really touch. It might touch on the other parts. So then have your other screw ready. Go ahead and make sure you get this one down in the hole too, very gently of course. Get the adhesive up off the car. Go ahead, start to screw it in. You get a little bit tighter as you go down because you have lock nuts on it. Then, once you've done that, all your holes should be pretty well lined up. They may not be perfect, you may have to move stuff around a little bit, possibly even drill a little bit more, but then all of them will be lined up. So now, you can go ahead and start to add more screws in. You want to make sure you get all the screws in before you tighten it down. You don't want to get it super tight before the screws are in. Make sure you put your washers on all of them. I'm just literally practically half turning all of these screws in. I don't want to make it a challenge for me to put them in later, but I also want to make sure that it's all good. Be careful with how you cut this thing too. You don't want to cut yourself. So yeah, just get them all put in. Once you have a couple of them in, you're going to be able to start getting more of them in, but I still would say don't tighten them all down until they're all in, just to make sure that something doesn't shift or move in a weird way while you're putting them in, because these parts can all move a little bit, even though they have adhesive that it's kind of holding them on now. Be very careful. Work gloves might be a good thing. They can make it a little harder sometimes in certain areas, so I would say that's a decision you need to make based upon how you feel, but especially if this stuff's sharp, be careful. All right, now we have all of our bolts in. So now we can start tightening them down. I'm gonna tighten them down. I'm gonna start with all the top ones. I'm gonna start with the top middle two. And just tightening them down, you'll be able to see as it goes. I'll pull it in. And in. I don't want to use, it would make it a lot easier to use a impact driver or something like that, but then you can't really see what you're doing as well. So I don't know how well I trust it, because you don't want to strip these out. Eventually get to the point where it pretty much stops. Now after doing the top middle two, do the bottom middle two. So we can suck it all in. It'll suck in a little more evenly. After you get those bottom ones tight, go ahead and retighten the top ones, or at least make sure they stayed tight. It might have gotten a little bit looser. It might have a little bit of room to move. Alright, now we're going to do the outside ones. Start with the top first still. We'll do the bottom on this side then. I want to make sure after we tighten all these, we go ahead and go back through and retighten all of them, because as certain ones move, certain things get pulled in, certain things will get looser, because they'll pull in a little bit tighter to the body. So we just want to make sure after we tighten all of them, they're all extra tight. We're taking these ones stagger because this one's sticking out a good bit. You can hear that noise, that's it coming in closer to the body as it gets tighter. Those are on. Now let's recheck the tightness of these. I'm getting a little more turn out of these. Let's see about this one. A little more. All right, now the spoiler is attached. All right, so now that we have the rear spoiler installed, now we're gonna go ahead and reinstall our back cover. So for this, you wanna just slide the e-brake handle through, not the emergency brake, but the trunk hatch open. Just slide this back up on, and then what you do is you take your panel clips, make sure the thing's still sticking out of them a little bit, push them in, and then push them in like that. Super simple. Make sure you do the top ones too. Don't forget about those. If you did break some, you don't have any extras, and you don't buy any extra right now, just make sure you space them out pretty evenly. I didn't break any, so I'm good to go ahead and just put them all back in like normal. But you want to make sure you have at least one on the bottom, one or two on the sides to hold it properly. Then your middle ones and your top ones. And then you can worry about the other ones later. You can always order new ones on Amazon or other places. All right, and the last thing to do, really, to finish it is to reinstall your grommets. You get the one over here on the side, on the driver's side. You just put the one corner in, then push it in. My metal's a little bit messed up, so I don't know how well this one will go in. Goes in good. All right.
All right, that's gonna wrap up our review and install of the MP Concepts GT CS style rear spoiler in matte black, designed to fit the 2010 to 2014 Mustangs. And for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.